there, you are here with Samantha Brown. I want to say thank you so much if you're watching on the replay. Let me know down in the comments and then I can give you a shout out on my next video because I appreciate you guys being here. But today I wanted to ask you the question of, are you asking the wrong question? Because I was sat having done my morning workout. I'm really on a mission to up how many times I'm going to the gym, and I was sat having some me time afterwards. So I've committed this year to not just going to the gym, but also taking some time afterwards to just sit and be and think and relax. So being in the sauna and in the jacuzzi, which is amazing and lovely. So I was doing that today, and I've been listening to a podcast by a lady called Brooke Castillo. She is massive in America. She's on track to do $100 million in her life coaching business. So for all these people out there who say that life coaching is a waste of time, there's someone out there who's on track to make $100 million from her life coaching business. So it's definitely something that you can make money from. But anyway, I'm digressing totally. So I was listening to Brooke Castillo, and she was talking about the concept of, where are you, when you're sat there and you're thinking about all the things that you do and the goals that you can set. She was like, where are you coming from when you're setting your goals? Is it from a place of lack, where you're thinking about what's happening to you right now, and are you dealing with money problems, or are you losing clients all the time, or you've just got too much to do and not enough time to do it? And most people, when they set their goals from that kind of space, when you're setting your goals from the place of, I don't know what to do right now, are setting goals that are for right now. But of course, once you start to actually do the things, then you get past the problem that you have right now, and you then get onto greater, bigger problems, which if you haven't then set goals for the future and for the bigger issues that you're dealing with, then you're never actually going to hit them, because if you haven't set the goal, then you'll never get there. And she was talking about, are you operating from a place where it's lack rather than an abundance, and having an abundance mindset. And I was thinking about something that I've thought about a lot in the past. So I first started on my self-development journey probably only about 2 years ago, which is crazy. I'd read some books before. I'd read 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I got given it, and I got paid to sit at home and read that book before I started a sales job. When we're talking about 8 years ago, and I actually got paid for 2 weeks because this company wanted me so badly. They paid me to sit at home and read the 7 Habits, but I didn't really read it properly. I didn't get it. I was like, why is this so important? If you're watching live, say hi. Matt's just said hi. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me know what you're doing today, Matt. I am in a big, deep, contemplative place because I'm flying out tomorrow to the US, and I'm trying to make sure that everything's in place before I go. So here I am, sat in a jacuzzi, thinking about, okay, so what's Brooke talking about? She's talking about setting goals, and she's talking about operating from a place of abundance rather than lack. And I was thinking of my mindset journey, and then when I first really got into it, I read a book. I read loads of books, and there's a particular book that I read, and it told me that, and I'm trying to think of the name, and as soon as it comes to me, I'll let you know. But basically, it talked about people generally, they either have time or they have money. So which one do you have? Do you have lots of time? Or do you have lots and lots of money? Awesome! That's preparing for Funnel Hacking Live. That is where I'm going. I can't wait to meet you. So if you have more money than time, normally what you'll do is you'll buy time. So you'll buy other people's time. You'll spend your money getting people to do the things that you don't want to be doing. And then if you've got more time but not the money, then you can't pay people to do the things. So you spend the time doing the things until you get to a place where the having the more money overtakes the time. But I remember when I first started my business, and I came from, obviously, like all of us, you start in a place where you haven't got that much money. Most people do not start businesses where they're already millionaires. It doesn't really happen. And I came from a place where I had some time, but not heaps of time, because I was a brand new mum to a very tiny baby, and on my own as well. So I had pockets of time where I could do things. And so I was operating from a place where I felt like I didn't have time or I didn't have money. So that whole kind of, do you have time or money? And where are you operating from? Absolutely, Dave says, what if you have neither? That's where I started out. So to do, which is I forgot to turn off Do Not Disturb. So hopefully now I'm back. Right, so always turn on Do Not Disturb before you go live. And I am live. So if you've got neither time nor money, so what can you do? Now, the book that I've been reading talked about the fact that you should outsource. I remember what it is now. It's called Life Leverage by Rob Moore. And it takes a load of other books, like all the other books that you've read, and it kind of compiles them into one and gives you like an overview of them. So it's really great for people who are starting out on their journey, who haven't had the time to go and read all the books in depth, because it gives you like an overview of them. But one thing that this book did teach me is that you should outsource before you're ready. So you should be outsourcing before you even like you feel like you've got the money to outsource. So I'm talking about things like, well, I'll get to the real point. Okay, so I'm talking about things like cleaning and low value things that you could be outsourcing, like window cleaning. I know there's a guy watching me right now who has a really, really successful window cleaning business. So you could be outsourcing your window cleaning, your cleaning in the house, like anything, small things. If you hate cooking, then outsource the cooking, pay for the meal, anything that saves you time. Because what you should be doing with your time is using it on the things that actually make you money. So what I really think that you need to be doing is going through the things that you do in your day, the things that you do in your business, and the things that you do in your life, and work out what are the things that you love doing, what are the things that actually make you money. And what I'm talking about things here are, okay, so if you are a property investor or a real estate investor and you want to get more properties into your portfolio, you need to go and view those properties. So at the start, you're going to be needing to view properties. Spending loads of time on Rightmove is not that productive, but going to view the properties and then making offers is productive and is going to make you money, because the more offers you make, the more that are going to be accepted. You can tell my background, I'm a property girl from way back when, but social media means that I can help more people. So you need to be, if you're a property investor, you need to be out there and actually going to view the houses and then making offers on them. And then as you progress, you viewing houses isn't a great use of your time, because you should just be making offers on the houses or finding more money to invest with. So you then outsource the stuff that takes that you can pay for, that is basically is less than what's called your income generating time. So you need to work out, and this is where it becomes a bigger exercise. So you need to work out what are the things that actually make you money, and then how much money can you afford to spend on all of the other things. And when I say afford, what I mean is you need to work out how much money you make in a year or a month or whatever it is, and how many hours you actually worked, and then divide the bigger number, how much money you made, by the smaller number, the number of hours. And that is your money that you make, your income generating like amount, your value that you make per hour, for example. And then you outsource everything that's underneath that value. So it might start out as being just £10 now. You might only make £10 now when you actually round up all of the work that you do. And I bet you spend longer working than you think you do. Even if you've got a job, even if you're working 40 hours a week, I bet you actually spend longer than that. So you take your money that's coming in over the year or over the month, you divide it by the number of hours you work, and that's your value. And anything less than that you can pay someone else to do, and you don't really love doing it, you should be outsourcing. And I know that that's really hard when you're coming from a place of scarcity and a place of lack where you feel like you haven't got any money at the moment, because it feels scary to potentially pay someone, say even a cleaner, like £15 an hour. And you're going to say, Sam, you're getting ripped off. I live in the south of England. So £15 an hour for a cleaner. But what you should be doing with that time is going out and making more money. What it really, really, really ends up like doing is saying, okay, well, these are the things that make me money. These are the only things that I do. So everything else, you stop doing, and either you get someone else to do it or you just don't do it. You stop looking at your books, stop organising your receipts, stop doing all the crap that really doesn't help you. Stop responding to posts on social media that don't help your business or make you feel better as a person. And I actually, somebody's watching here, then I commented on his post earlier because he was in quite a negative frame of mind about something. So I wanted to buoy him up. I'm not sure if it worked or not, but he is watching my video, so hopefully it did. But I feel that that is a good use of my time, because if I can make a positive impact on somebody, at some point they are going to come into my funnel and I'm going to help them in some way. And even if they don't become a paying customer of mine, if I've created a positive impact, that's on my values list, is creating a positive impact on other people. And therefore I will do things that create a positive impact on people. But cleaning my house is not one of them. So like the first thing you need to be doing is working on what you're doing with your time, and then how much money you're making, how much of the money that you're making the time that you're spending doing things is actually making time, and anything else and underneath that value you outsource. And it's really hard when you've got no money, but you do it. And go and find people who you can pay at the end of the month, because you can then spend that month making some money to then be able to pay them. And I promise you, if you do this properly, you will then make way more money. Okay, so that's the first thing, is operating from a place of abundance rather than a place of lack, because that's what happens when you start talking about money. And the thing that Brooke Castillo, if I go back to the beginning of my story, I was listening to Brooke Castillo. She was talking about what would you do if your success was guaranteed, if whatever it is you wanted to do was guaranteed to work, what are the things that you would do? And I've only ever heard that said in another way of, what if you were guaranteed to make money? And when you come from a place of money scarcity, it's really hard to think, what if I'm guaranteed to make money? Because you sat there and you're thinking, yeah, but I need money right now. I don't need money in the future. I need it right now. And so it's really hard to think, what are the things that I would do if money was guaranteed when you've got no money? Because you can only think about now. But if instead, and I really hope this helps you, because it really made something click in my mind of, I've been thinking about the wrong thing. So if instead you think, rather than thinking of, what if I'm guaranteed to make money? And you think instead, what if I'm guaranteed to have success in whatever the thing is? And Brooke was talking about goal setting, so really, really big goals. And what if you were guaranteed to have success with that goal? What would you dream even if you were guaranteed to get your goal and achieve it? But I know most people think there and say, what if I'm guaranteed to have success with this business? What if I'm guaranteed to actually make 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, whatever it is? But when you've got no money and you're starting off from fresh, and I know a lot of my audience are in the kind of earlier stages. And so what I want to try and do is help you, if you're sat in the earlier stages, or say property deals go bad, like they totally do. I've heard that recently. And you suddenly go from having loads of money to not having great cash flow. Like that happens. There are so many businesses, especially ones in the online world that I found, that make lots of money, but actually aren't that profitable. So cash flow is a big issue. And it's really hard to make decisions and to set goals when you're working from a place where you haven't got money right now. And all you can think about is, how do I make money right now to pay for this next thing? I've got this next bill going out. I've got to pay for the software or whatever it is. It's hard to operate from that place. So instead, switch your thinking up and think, what would I do if my success was guaranteed? Liz is giving me loads of hearts. If this is resonating with you at all, please give me some thumbs up and please give me some hearts. And I will tell you why, because yes, obviously that helps me. And what it means is this video goes out to more people. And if this video is helping you at all, if you give some hearts and some thumbs up, and the same to anybody's video, if you're watching one, if you give some reactions, what Facebook will then do is push it out to more people, which means more people can be helped by the video, the post, whatever it is. So I want you guys to be the best fans you can be, which means more people can get helped. So my thing to you today is stop thinking, yeah, I can see some more hearts and loves and emotions and things. And hey, Craig, thanks for watching. Hey, Liz, I really appreciate you. You're amazing. Jake, Jacob, Martin, Will, everybody, thank you so much for watching. So the thing I want you to do is not to think, do I have more time or money? What are my goals that I'm working on if my money is guaranteed? No, the thing that you need to be thinking about is, what if your success was guaranteed? How big would you dream if your success was guaranteed? And what are the things you would do? This is the most important thing, I think. What are the things you would do right now, today, this moment, if the big goal, success, was guaranteed? Because that is different than having to do things right now that just make you money for the next month or the next 2 months. The things you would do right now would be totally different. Like, I know in my business and me as a person, I would pretty much do live videos all day long if I was guaranteed to have my really, really big goal happen. And my Super Bowl goal, my biggest goal, is to have an 8-figure business and to be affecting hundreds of thousands of people and to bring them up and to have big events and to kind of have a bit of the rah-rah stuff like Tony, but to actually give people the tactics that they can use to go out and change the world and reach more people. But to get there, sometimes I feel like I need to do funnel building, or I need to spend loads and loads of time in groups, or I need to spend loads of time on the phone to people. But what I know is really true is, if I want to reach that many people, I need to do live video, because it's the best, easiest, quickest, cheapest way to reach hundreds of thousands of people. And so you need to think, what are the things that you need to be doing right now? If your really, really big goal was guaranteed, would you do different things to what you're actually doing right now? And I think you would. Let me know in the comments below what kinds of things you would do right now if you were going for your really, really big goal, rather than your tiny, tiny goal of thinking, how do I make money in the next month? I know it's hard. I know it's really tough. Sometimes I ask questions and they're really, really hard, and so hardly anyone answers because you're scared. But I promise this space, my page, is a place of love, and I will support everybody, and my followers are so hellbent on positivity. We will support you. So if you put yourself out there and you tell us in the comments what are the things you would be doing if your really big dreams were absolutely guaranteed, what would you be doing right now? Would you be working on getting on stage at massive events? Would you be doing live video if you could just get over the fear of doing it? You know, would you be doing bigger things than you're doing right now? Would you be putting offers in on massive, massive properties rather than just that 2-bed down the road? You know, what would you be doing if your big goal was guaranteed? And I bet you it's a different thing than what you're doing right now. So hopefully that's given you some food for thought on Saturday here. I'm still in the UK. Tomorrow I'm flying out to America. I'm coming over to America. So if you're in America anywhere, then come and tell me where you are, and I might be able to come and move around and say hi to everybody. But I'm giving you some tips before I go. I'm going to do live videos while I'm out there. I'm going to Funnel Hacking Live, which is one of the best, if not the best, marketing conferences in the world, with some amazing people. I'm gonna have total epiphanies. Things are gonna be amazing. I'm gonna meet some amazing people. I want to try and do live interviews with people while I'm out there. So I'm gonna do like 5-minute slots with people during the day. For everybody in the UK, then my makeup is watering. Everyone in the UK, it's going to be a little bit later than normal. So normally I try and do like morning videos and lunchtime videos, but they're probably going to end up being evening videos because it's going to be during the day in America. So please, please keep an eye on my page. I will try and notify you however I can. But unless you turn on notifications, unless you subscribe at the end of this live video, unless you follow me on Facebook, it's really hard for me to notify you. Like, you have to tell me you want to be notified. So just let me know somehow that you want me to notify you. I'm going to let you know when I do live interviews. Like, we're talking with people who are actually doing 7 figures and 8 figures in their funnels, in their businesses. I want to get the nuggets from them. I've finally decided on what the topic of my podcast is going to be. It's going to be called Zone of Genius, and it's going to be how people figure out what is that thing that they're amazing at, that they can actually make money out of, and how people have built really amazing businesses off their zone of genius. And so by live videos that I'm going to do over in the States with all the people attending, obviously not all 4,500 of them, but they're really like the people that want to do them, my live videos are going to be how they figured out their zone of genius and how they've actually turned that into a business, so that you can take away the really amazing strategies and tactics that they use to make your business more amazing. So that's my podcast that's coming up, but I'm starting off with live video interviews in America. So make sure you hit subscribe the moment that I press stop. Yes, David, it is tough to answer. David's trying to answer the question. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, go back to the beginning of the video as soon as I press stop in just a moment. Hit subscribe, and I shall see you guys all very soon, and have an amazing day. Bye.